He lost the election but won the mayoral seat of Silang, Cavite through Comelec's proclamation. We'll have a conversation with the mayor himself on how he handles controversies that comes with the town's hot seat. Good morning, I'm Atty. Jimeno, and we're taking you at the forefront. Since 2023, Silang, Cavite has undergone shifts in leadership, largely driven by concerns over transparency and handling of public funds. Today, the municipality secures its official leader, Mayor Ted Carranza, a retired police officer with 38 years of experience in the Philippine National Police. From presiding over the municipal council as vice mayor in 2022 to assuming the town's highest post, his rise to political power is anything but ordinary. Can Mayor Ted Carranza now turn political transition into lasting public trust in Silang? With us this morning is the proclaimed mayor of Silang, Cavite, Edward Carranza Jr. Good morning, Mayor Ted.
Good morning, Atty. Karen.
So let's start to get to know you first. You were born in Silang, Cavite in the 70s. Can you tell us, kamusta po yung pagpapalaki sa inyo sa Silang, Cavite? What was it like growing up there?
Alam mo, I was born in 1964. So then, Silang, wala pa kaming kuryente noon eh. And we were three sons from an engineer. So life there was hard. So later on, I practically studied elementary in high school in Silang, Cavite. Then once later on, I joined the military. Tatlo kami magkakapatid, we all joined Philippine Military Academy.
So ganun po yung naging track ninyo. Pero nung sinabi nyo napakahirap dati, bakit po kayo sa Silang, Cavite nag-settle, yung pamilya ninyo? Nagsimula po ba ito sa parents mo?
My grandfather and my great-great-father were all raised in Silang, Cavite.
So talagang tubong Silang kayo.
At yung pong lolo ko during the war was the municipal doctor of Silang, Cavite way back in the 1940s.
Wow. So meron kayong lolo na doktor at yung tatay niyo po engineer.
Yeah.
Bakit po kayo pumasok sa military kayong tatlong magkakapatid?
I love to wear the uniform.
So kayo personally?
Yeah.
Panganay po ba kayo?
No, I'm the youngest.
So ang nauna yung mga kuya mo?
Yeah, ang pinakamatanda namin entered PMA in 1978. Then the other one entered in 1980. Then I entered in 1982. So, but only dalawa lang kami nakagraduate. Isang member ng Class 83 who joined the Philippine Air Force. And I later joined the Philippine Constabulary. The one in between us resigned from PMA due to medical reason and later joined the United States Navy.
Ano po yung para sa inyo, yung pinakamahalagang aral na naituro sa inyo ng mga magulang mo, na nadala mo through the years?
Never tell a lie.
Never tell a lie.
Yeah.
So magandang aral po yan. Tapos na-mention nyo that you went to the PMA, class of
86.
86.
Yeah.
Kamusta po bilang class 86? Ito yung time na may fall ng dictatorship of President Marcos Sr. How symbolic was that to be part of PMA Class 86?
Alam mo, Atty. Karen, we were then first class cadet. Kami yung ruling class in February 1986 when the former Chief of Staff, Fidel Ramos, and Secretary of National Defense, Juan Ponce Enrile, separated and from President Marcos. So, our class, through our class president, our baron, we met. So, we later joined, siguro in less than 4 hours, we were met. Nag-join na kami to join those running against President Marcos.
So, very significant din po yung role ninyo. Your class chose to take a stand.
Yeah.
And basically ask for the president at that time, President Marcos Sr., to step down.
Yes. Because, alam mo, we always idolize, when we were cadets, ang ina-idolize namin noon, because Senator Gringo Honasan, he went there, wala pang kudita. So, with the charisma and the way he talks, marami siyang naniwala ng mga kadete that Senator Gringo Ornasan din was our icon.
Sino po sa Batch 86 ng PMA ang mga sikat na naging significant din sa Philippine society, whether in politics or some other role?
Well, I have 4 of my classmates who became Chief PNP.
Oh, wow. Sino po
Senator
yung mga
Bato
4?
de la Rosa.
Senator Bato is your
General
Mista.
Oscar Albayalde.
Okay.
General Archie Gamboa. And General Picoy Cascolan. And the most prominent now is, of course, my classmate, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa.
Magkaklase pala kayo.
Yeah.
At maraming pong mukhang star-studded yung batch ninyo. Maraming naging Oscar Albayalde was
Yeah, I
also
have so
there.
many classmates also who became Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. And some became the flag officer in command of the Philippine Navy. Others became the Marine Commandant. And meron akong isang classmate. 2 of my classmates became the Commanding General of the Philippine Army.
At lahat kayo, pinagdaanan nyo pala yung 1986 peaceful revolution. Close pa po ba kayo ni Senator Bato de la Rosa?
Yeah. Both of us, we graduated, we joined the Philippine Constabulary. And most of the time, nag-uusap kami about how we lead our men, at kung paano to handle things. Alam mo, among fellow classmates, most of the time, during our police days how we deal with the local chief executive. Sometimes we have to deal with them. Ibang treatment kasi sa local chief executive as well as with the policemen.
Bakit iba? Ano po
Alam
yung
mo,
pagkakaiba nun?
Meron kasing mga gusto yung ibang local chief executive that may not be in consonant with the mission and vision of the PNP. So sometimes you have to balance it as a commander.
Pagka merong pagkakaiba.
Yes.
And ano yung usually pinagkakaiba na approach or vision and mission?
Well, most of the time when I was a commander, most of them is their own political interest lang which is not in consonance with the mission of the PNP. So I have to balance to make sure na magiging maganda yung relationship ng local chief executive and as provincial director or regional director. But there were instances na hindi maganda. So most of the time, it's the police that gets out because appointed lang kami because they have the mandate they stay.
Oo, linilipat nyo na lang po yung mga police to a different assignment.
Opo, Atty. Karen.
You were also Police Brigadier General.
Yes.
38 years po kayong nasa PNP at naging Brigadier General kayo noong 2019.
No,
Tama po
I
ba?
got
Anong
my
year?
promotion in 2015.
Earlier than that pa.
During President Benigno Aquino's time.
Can you describe to us your career in law enforcement? Ang haba rin po ng 38 years.
Yeah, actually, I started my career as a military officer in the Philippine Constabulary. At during that time, from 86 to 89, marami po tayong kudita na nilabanan. So because I joined the Philippine Constabulary Special Action Force, this was the unit that was very loyal to President Fidel Ramos. So whenever what President Fidel Ramos said that he was the chief of staff, doon po kami. And
So
we were always fighting for the cause of ang presidente po noon was Cory Aquino. So palagi po kaming nandun sa government side. And later on in the PNP, of course, marami rin po tayong naging kaso. Gawan sa performance po ng duty namin, siyempre meron pong na-agree, meron pong nagre-reklamo, at lahat po yan ay nakomit natin in line of duty.
Well, nung time niyo po, marami kayong pinagdaanan na kudeta, as you said, during the term of President Cory Aquino.
Yes.
Mukhang for the past years, ang mas malaking issue ay yung drugs, the fight against drugs. And even now, yung criminality, ang sabi nila under this administration, medyo tumataas na naman. Is this a recurring problem that you also witness in your 38 years sa law enforcement?
Opo, para pong it's just like Ferris wheel umiikot lang po. The drug problem in the country, hindi po siya totally nasosolve. It's still there. So, with our national government to come up with to better address our problem in drugs.
Would you say na nung panahon po ni former President Duterte, during his time as president, talaga po bang bumaba yung drug problem?
Well, marami pong na-minimize po ang drug pusher, pero it was not totally eradicated.
And yung ano po ba, pag-eradicate, bakit siya problema? Like you said, recurring siya, parang umiikot-ikot lang. Bakit ba malaking problema ang droga
Alam niyo po,
sa Pilipinas?
in my experience, kalimitan po sa Islam area, marami po nagbebenta ng drugs. Ito ang nagiging alternative nila or escape sa kanilang poverty. Easily, they make money out of it. And I feel na why doon sa Islam area, wala silang belongingness eh. Ako ang nakikita ko dyan, love.
Kulang sa
Yes.
pagmamahal.
It's family. Family is
Oo.
family.
Eh yung mga problema sa illegal gambling naman, is this something that naging laganap din at any point doon sa 38 years sa career mo?
My word is systemic na po eh. Illegal gambling, it becomes a Filipino tradition, especially sa amin po. In Southern Tagalog, I used to be, when I was a second lieutenant, I was already assigned there. Hinahanap po ng tao eh, especially number games. So it cannot really be easily be stopped. At naging systemic po siya. At even now, pati po sa online gaming, everybody would like to indulge into gambling. But one thing I noticed, pag ang lugar po ay nagiging progressive, nami-minimize po ang illegal number games.
Kasi nagiging busy na sa
Yes,
trabaho at may
yes.
kinikita na
Yes.
regular.
Apo.
Eh yung nangyari po sa missing sa Bungeros, nagulat po ba kayo na may nangyari na ganon or at least allegations na umabot sa maraming supposedly napatay at linagay dun sa Taal?
Well, wala po akong information dyan, but earlier times, nung pong 1980s, sa isang sabungan po, sa experience ko, pag meron po nagchochope, hindi ko na po sasabihin lugar, binabaril po ang timano sa ruweda. There was an experience.
Ibig sabihin nun pag nagchochope ng
Yung
daya?
pong dinadaya po yung mga pinipilay, ilalaban. Meron po ako isang insidenteng inimbestigahan before, that was 1989 sa isang sabungan. Babagsak po kasi sabungan, outright po binaril po yung magchochope. But the person who na bumaril po, hinuli po ng Philippine Constabulary.
So talagang matindi pala pagka nagkadayaan dyan, merong culture din na
Parang meron pong ganon. Meron pong
pinaparusahan yung mga
nangyayaring ganon,
nagdadaya.
yes.
As Vice Mayor, ito na po yung career ninyo na pumasok na kayo sa politika. Nung nagsimula kayo sa politics, magkatandem kayo ni Kevin Anarna
Opo.
na pumasok at natalo ninyo yung Poblete political dynasty. Can you describe to us yung relationship niyo po ni Kevin Anarna?
Mas matanda po ako sa kanya eh. Inaanak ko po siya sa kasal. Ang pamilya, ang tatay niya, kaibigan ko. So we start, ang aming pong plataforma is good governance. So ako when I ran, alam niyo po sa Silang, pag wala po kayong muscle, hindi po kayo mananalo. So I was practically the muscle and we were able to move really in Silang, the 64 barangay. So ang aming pong plataforma is good governance and transparency. So we were able to win.
When you say muscle, ano po yung ibig sabihin nyo doon?
Alam niyo
Yung
po,
muscle in the campaign.
Yeah, alam niyo po, pag during the campaign, pag ang tingin po nila, you're weak, hindi niyo po kayang lumaban, you cannot go around. Yung po kultura sa bayan namin, na kaya po, nung ako'y naandyan, yung pong mga leader, they feel strengthened because they know that they have a retired general supporting them. So, ako lang, isa lamang po, I did not use any force. Ang sinabi ko lang, huwag matakot, puprotektahan ko kayo. At kung sino man sa ating mga leader, ang sasaktan, ibubuli, ide-depensa po kayo.
At may credibilidad yun
Yeah,
as someone
yes.
from many years of law enforcement.
And in
din.
my entire life, in the PNP, in the Philippine Constabulary, wala pong nakapambuli sa akin kahit sino.
At kayo po, ano po yung nagtulak sa inyo para pumasok sa politika?
Alam niyo po, once you're in the PNP, in the military, it's public service eh. So, when I retired in 2020, parang my life is naging stagnant and I feel inutile because it was pandemic. So, hinahanap po ng katawan. Then, I'm also used to waking up early in the morning, doing something, and before going to bed, dapat I should be planning ahead of what I will do. Hinahanap po ng katawan. And all my life, public service po ako eh. At the age of 17, I was already in the military. So, hindi po ako sanay nang walang ginagawa.
At na-inspire po ba kayo nung nakita nyo na yung kaklase nyo na si Bato de la Rosa naging senator. Is that something that also inspired you to enter
Opo.
public service?
Not only senator, I also have one classmate who became a mayor of Rodriguez Rizal, si General Evangelista. Company mate ko yan. So sabi ko, yung training namin is very essential in transforming government. Kasi yun hindi natin kinakalimutan is the word integrity.
And now let's look at your career as mayor of Silang, Cavite. Naging acting mayor po kayo noong
Yes.
2024, around April?
Yes, ma'am.
Nung natanggal si Mayor Kevin Anarna by the Office of the Ombudsman. Nitong May election, tatlo po kayong naglaban.
Yes.
You have si Mayor Kevin at si Omel Poblete. Ano po yung naging reaction ninyo noong nanalo si Mayor Kevin by around 14,000 votes?
Well, I just accepted it naturally. Ganun po ang naging turnout ng vote. So, wala po. Normal. I accepted the numbers.
Meron po
Yes.
ba kayong mga ginawang hakbang after niyang manalo?
Well, actually, after the filing po, nag-file na po tayo ng petition to cancel certificate of candidacy.
As soon as he filed for his candidacy as mayor, nag-file na rin kayo
Yes,
ng...
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, attorney. Gawa po nung kanyang perpetual disqualification ruling po ng ombudsman. Yes.
So, ito pala, may pinanggalingan yung petition niya for the disqualification against him. Started with a petition for cancellation
Yes, ma'am.
before the election started. And since hindi naman siya ata na-disqualify before the election, after na-brand tuloy na stray votes yung mga boto sa kanya. Pero totoo po ba na nagka-rally at nagkagulo daw po sa Silang noong hindi siya makapag-assume ng office as mayor?
Well, ganito po nangyari. That was in June 30. Nagpatawag po sila ng rally, but nagkaroon lang po sila ng assembly sa church. They attended a church. But the information we received, magmamarcha po sila from the church going to the municipality. Ngunit hindi po ito nangyari, and they were calling for people to support them. So of course, I am prepared, being a policeman, so we made our contingency planning. But I think around 1,000 people joined them during that mass rally held in our church.
So marami-rami rin po.
Yeah.
Merong mga
Yeah.
1,000. Pero peaceful siya.
Yeah.
And sinabi niyo po kanina na inaanak niyo siya.
Yes.
At mukhang magkaibigan talaga kayo dahil kaibigan niyo rin po yung tatay niya.
Opo.
Bakit umabot sa punto na tumakbo po kayo against Mayor Kevin at kayo rin po yung nag-file ng petition to cancel his certificate of candidacy?
Alam nyo, attorney, I believe in... hindi po ako naniniwala sa gobyerno na cover-up. I believe that as ako po PMA graduate I should stand by what is right and reason. Nung po ako'y vice mayor pa lang, there are people trying to control me na wag kong gawin to in how I handle Sangguniang. I don't want to be dictated upon. Hindi ko na po sasabihin ko sino nagdi-dictate. So, and there were legislation na kailangan pong gawin na nagkaroon po kami ng separation. At it did not start from me. Nag-umpisa po sila magbuo ng team nila. I was left out. So I told myself I will be also forming my own team. Ang sabi pa po nung isang naming leader, hindi ka mananalo. Sabi ko, whether mananalo ako hindi, I will stand by my belief and my reason that Silang should be governed by a good person. Never ever involved into corruption at walang pamilyang nakikialam.
So nung sinasabi niyo pong nagkaroon ng at least hindi pagkakaintindihan dahil mayroong mga dinidikta sa inyo, ito po ba yung time na kaka-start nyo lang ng term nyo as mayor and vice mayor back in 2022?
Yes.
Doon na nagsimula?
Yes. One thing is, alam niyo po, I believe in transparency. As vice mayor, I was always asking before they maghingi po sila ng supplementary fund budget, paano mo ginastos yung pondo ng nakaraan? That was the first time na hindi po, I as presiding officer, hindi po ako pinaparnisan when I was asking paano nyo po ginastos. Because when you ask for a supplemental budget, unang tatanungin mo, even when I was in the PNP, paano nyo ginastos ang pera nyo? Never po akong pinarnisan ng response. and kung paano po ginagamit ang pera. So, I, as presiding officer, did not allow the supplementary budget. Because if you cannot show me how you spend it, more so with ordinary people po, Attorney Karen, lalo pong hindi nila malalaman. When I assumed as acting mayor, inopen ko po ang libro ng accounting for all people who would like to know the transaction in the municipality. They will have an access once mag-request lang po sila.
Meron po ba kayong mga na-uncover na anomaly nung nag-acting mayor kayo based on the past use of funds?
Well, it all started nung, when I was asking how much was generated nung piyesta po ng Bayan ng Silang. Kasi po naglalagay po tayo ng mga sidera, mga events po sa plaza. May income po yan eh. And how much was expended, wala pong binigay na report. And when I assume as acting mayor, naglabas na po ng mga findings ng Commission on Audit for simulated bidding na ginawa po nung past administration, kaya po nagkaroon po ng disallowances. When I assume as acting mayor, naglabas na po si COE na 1.3 billion disallowance for non-submission of vouchers. So later on, nagsubmit po ng vouchers, marami pong na-uncover around another 81 million for simulated bidding.
This was under the term already of Mayor Anarna o kay Mayor Poblete
This
pa po?
was transactions conducted nila po noong 2023.
Okay, so
Yes.
under the this new Mayor Anarna na po.
Yes, Attorney Karen.
May kinalaman po ba kayo doon sa kaso na na-file against Mayor Kevin that led to his dismissal by the Ombudsman?
Well, what ang ina-allege, I watched the interview, no?
Nung kay Mayor Kevin po, na na-interview
he was
siya dito.
saying na ako po ang namili. I would like to correct that. The Vice Mayor, wala po akong authority to buy or to procure. My actual participation during the Salengueño Ball was to direct ano po ang dapat gawin, ano po ang dapat bilhin. But regarding procurement, hindi ako po, I've been a budget officer before in the PNP. It's not within my power as Vice Mayor to procure. Alam po naman, attorney, alam niyo po yan. So ako lang po nagbibigay ng direksyon, ito ang dapat iligay because I've been used to attending Fiesta Ball in the town of Silang. Having been born there, at doon po mismo ako sa plaza, ang bahay namin tabi lang po ng plaza. Ako lang po nagdidirect ko ng mga ilalagay.
So ngayon po, dahil kayo na ang nag-succeed as the proclaimed Mayor of Silang, paano niyo po hinahandle yung mga usaping legal ni Mayor Anarna sa loob ng munisipyo na kung merong mga nagdududa na dapat siya po ang naupong mayor?
Alam niyo po, ako, one thing that is that I have done once I assume as proclaimed mayor, just be transparent. Ako, I am not affected by, definitely may mga nangbabash po sa atin, but continue on focusing or doing your job. Kasi po, if I will be affected by these people, I will not be doing service anymore to my constituent. Basta po we follow and I focus on giving services. Number two, ang una ko pong tinanggal when I became the acting mayor was corruption. Wala na pong red tape sa munisipyo. Fixer, nung po ako umupo, I warned them to get out. Wala na pong prepared insurance agency na pan-registration sa business permit pupunta sa baba, magbabayad ng insurance. Wala na pong ganon. At wala na rin pong inspection na nangihingi sa mga negosyante ng mga pera. That is one thing I hate even when I was in the police.
Ano, napanood niyo po yung interview namin with Mayor Kevin.
Yes.
May nabanggit siya na yung mga benefits for dun sa mga taga-Silang, including para sa mga senior citizens or yung medical help. Dati daw, nawala na yung pila, ginagawa na nilang online at isang punta na lang, pwede nyo nang maklaim agad.
Yes.
Ang na-mention niya isang bagay ay, ngayon daw, ang narinig niya ay kailangan mo na naman ulit mag-antay at makailang balik dahil kailangan daw antayin si Mayor bago mag-distribute. Kailangan daw meron pang seremonya na binibigay sa kanila para may photo op. Totoo po ba yun? Na...
Well, hindi po nire-require na nandun ako. But pag may payout po, siyempre nandun ako, I attend. But hindi ko po pinipigilan ng payout. At ang isa pong na-observe na namin, doon po sa pagbibigay ng outright, wala pong control system. Nakasobre po ang pera, pag binigay po, may mga nagrereklamo, sa halip na 3,000 po ang tinatanggap, 2,000 po ang natatanggap. So, ngayon po, pag po kami nagbigay, hindi na po nakasobre ang pera. Nakalabas po ang pera para alam po ng tao ang kanilang tinatanggap. And I would like to correct that hindi po namin pinigil. Sa dami po namin binibigay, Atty. Jimeno, na mga payout po, lahat po ng aming disbursing officer, lahat po na nagkakas-advance are fully loaded. Kasi po, binagbibigay po kami ng benefits sa senior citizen, and nung time ko po, yung dati po nila binibigay na 1,000 to all senior, dinoble ko po yung ginawa ko pong 2,000. Also, person with disability, from 1,000, dinoble ko po, ginawa ko pong 2,000. Yung pong hindi nabibigyan na solo parent, when I assume may savings po, binigyan ko na rin po ng financial assistance at lahat ng solo parent.
So ngayon po, hindi na kailangan ng pabalik-balik at may
Alam niyo po,
transparency na.
sometimes bumabalik po because depende po sa availability of cash.
Yun ang reason.
Yes.
Okay. Dumating po ba sa point na naging personal na yung inyong hindi pagkakaunawaan ni Mayor Kevin? But before you answer that question, we'll have to take a short break. At the Forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the Forefront. Mayor Ted, dumating po ba sa point na yung hindi nyo pagkakaunawaan ni Mayor Kevin ay naging personal na?
Well, ako nakikita ko po, pinipersonal na po nila. Because the whole family are reacting. Siguro po that is normal reactions ng parents and brothers. But ako, even up to now, sabi ko, I will just move on objectively. Wala po itong subjective feeling. Basta do what is right. Kasi kung nakikita ko ang ginagawa po naman nilang tama dati, tinutuloy ko. Ngunit ang mali, tinigil ko po.
May pagkakataon po bang nag-usap kayo ni Mayor Kevin?
Wala na po. Hindi na
na
po kami nagkikita. And I feel, ina-avoid din po niya ako.
Sa tatay po niya, dahil kaibigan nyo rin yung tatay niya.
Wala na po. Simula po nung ako'y vice mayor, hindi na po kami nag-uusap.
And ngayon po na ikaw na ang mayor, ano po yung mga programa na nasimulan ni Mayor Kevin that you would say ay mabuti naman at tinuloy nyo?
Well, yung pong tinuloy niya ng programa, actually, binago ko po eh. Ano po yung mga binago ko? More particularly, pagpapagawa po ng ospital. Sinasabi po nila, sila nagpondo, but tayo po ang nag-execute. Kasi when I assume, wala pong approved plan sa Department of Health. So wala pong capability ang aming municipal engineering na mag-design ng ospital. So what I did was design and build. So ginagawa na po ang aming ospital. Dinagdagan ko po mga benefits ng mga senior citizen. At ang maganda ho talagang ginawa ko dyan, wala na pong fixer.
Wala nang fixer
Yes.
sa munisipyo.
Ako, I feel na tumutok po ako sa ginawa kong ordinansa na wala pong silanggenyo ang tatanggihan po sa private hospital on emergency cases. Nag-introduce po ako ng emergency medical assistance na kung saan po lahat ng taga-Silang, pag dinala po kayo sa private hospital, munisipyo po ang magbabayad ng inyong medical treatment. First 10,000. Kami lang po ang merong ganyang ordinansa sa probinsya ng Cavite.
Malaking tulong talaga
Yes po.
yon sa mga may sakit.
Yes.
Nung June 26 po, nandito si Mayor Kevin para ma-interview namin at papakita namin sa inyo yung clips po of what he said. First, he talked about the first complaint against him during his first term in office. Let's watch this.
First complaint sa akin nung I think nung first term ko po, first year, first fiesta, na bumili po kami ng bulaklak para sa simbahan. Yun po yung kinasa po sa akin, worth 50,000 pesos.
50,000 pesos, tapos
50,000 and
nagkakaso.
90,000.
Okay, so what were the grounds of the complaint?
Late posting po sa PhilJeps. Hindi po siya undelivered, wala pong corruption. Late posting lang po.
And I think this is what you were referring to earlier, no?
Yes,
na hindi late posting ang issue pa. Yung complainant daw dito, sabi ni Mayor Kevin, is the security officer of former Mayor Poblete.
Opo.
At ang sabi niya, yung flowers daw na procure ay para sa event nyo as Vice Mayor. I think ito yung gusto niyo po i-clarify kanina.
Actually, it was not my event. It was the event during the Silang Town Fiesta. Ito po is an annual event na Silanggenyo Ball. So, it was filed because based on COA findings, it was a simulated bidding. All the bidding were conducted, I think the affair was in January 28 in 2023, but the bidding was conducted in February. So, it was simulated bidding.
Hindi po late posting ang
Not late
reason.
posting. Kasi po, I want all other charges filed against him were all simulated bidding. Ibig sabihin po, may prepared supplier na po. So, na magdadala dyan. And there was no, wala pong transparency and competitiveness during the bidding. Because how can you bid if it was after the event?
But in your observation, mahal po ba yung mga bulaklak or overpriced po ba?
Well, hindi ko po, I'm not so privy regarding cost. Hindi ko na naman po nakita yan. Basta yung pong nire-request namin na andon, nakita ko po yung mga nire-request namin. But ang inaano po ng COA rito was the process, was not observed. Because you cannot conduct the bidding after the event.
But would you agree dun sa sinabi niya na ang nag-file daw ay former
Yes.
security officer
Yes,
ni
and then-
Mayor Poblete,
Opo.
dating Mayor Poblete?
Yes.
So would you say na medyo may political
Well,
agenda rin?
I think, alam niyo po, ang pagpapail kasi ng kaso, it takes someone with balls to file a case.
And funding din kasi
Yes.
may gagastos ka rin sa
Opo.
abogado sa pag-prepare.
Regarding that po sa ganyang angulo, nung, hindi ko po alam kung paano po nag-rise up tong si Eddie Bayan. But later on, when I assumed as acting mayor, I was directed, Attorney Karen, in the findings of during the annual AOM of COA, one of the, in the order there of COA is for the acting mayor to investigate and file appropriate charges against the doings of the former administration. So I just did what I was ordered.
By
And
ang nag-order pa, by the COA.
our resident COA. And I feel as an elected official, I should take care more of my people and not a particular person. Because if my loyalty will lie sa isang tao, I will be doing a disservice.
Totoo po ba na ito yung naging dahilan? Itong procurement na to para sa mga bulaklak ang naging dahilan ng disqualification ni Mayor Kevin and eventually yung perpetual disqualification niya?
Yes, Attorney Karen.
Di ba ano yun na maliit lang na halaga?
Ako po, I believe na whether there are kami man o maliit, if you did not follow the process, you should be answerable to all your actions.
According to Mayor Anarna, the disqualification case against him before the Comelec was summarily dismissed for lack of requirements. Let's watch this. How did you react when the Comelec nullified your proclamation?
Actually, meron na pong bali-balita days before na may lalabas nga daw po na ganun. Sabi ko nga po, napaka-imposible naman. Kasi po, first po, yung pong kinaso po sa atin, na-dismiss po yan, summarily dismissal po ng first division ng Comelec. So, kasi po kulang po sa requirements. Parang hindi po sila nag-attach ng mga annexes.
So it was dismissed on
po.
procedural grounds?
Procedural grounds.
Oo.
After po nun, inakyat po sa NBank. So, dapat po, kung re-resolvahin po ng NBank, ibababa po yan sa first division ulit. Kasi po...
Well, assuming nag-comply na yung dun sa
assuming
procedural
nag-comply,
infirmities.
dapat po ibababa po. Kasi sa Constitution po natin, Article 9C, Section 3, ang sabi po doon, all cases shall be heard and decided in division, hindi po ng NBank.
Yeah.
So, dapat po dadaan muna sa division.
Mayor Ted, kayo po ba ang nag-file ng disqualification
Yes,
case?
yes.
So ano po yung sinasabi ni Mayor Kevin na may mga kulang na requirements?
Well, we filed a motion for reconsideration and it was acted upon by the Commission on Election. So I think Comelec will not do something illegal. It was the decision of the NBank. So pinalo lang po natin yung decision po ng constitutional body. And I
So
think
what's your side of the story? Ano po yung naging reason for the Comelec and Bank to overturn the division's decision?
Well, ito sa motu proprio investigation na ginawa po ng Comelec and Bank. It was a motu proprio on the part of the Commission on Election, implementing the Ombudsman's decision, ma'am.
Okay, so si Mayor Anarna also said that he is confident that he can get a positive result from his appeal with the Supreme Court. Let's watch this. Are you confident na kaya mo makaupo before the term ends? This
Opo naman.
term? Okay, sana na. Kasi
Hopefully soon.
Minsan, di ba, sa
Oo,
sobrang
inaawat.
tagal nag-antay ng kaso, patapos na eleksyon na naman. Okay.
Hopefully soon po.
Kung pumabor po kay Mayor Anarna yung Supreme Court sa kanyang petition, ano po yung mga hakbang na gagawin ninyo?
Well, I will always respect the decision of the court. Alam niyo po, I've been a law enforcement in my entire life. And I will never, ever challenge the institution that we are bound to believe. Because if we don't believe anymore in this institution, it will be a failure of democracy. Kung ano po ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema, igagalang po natin at Atty. Karen.
May mga nakausap na po ba kayo, mga abogado? Yung mga abogado ninyo that filed that disqualification case in the Comelec, meron na ba silang sinabi in terms of the strength of your case, even if this goes to the Supreme Court?
Well, basta po ang sa amin, since it was the Comelec that decide, I think it is the Office of the Solicitor General already that will be answering queries regarding Comelec. But if of the Supreme Court, kung i-direct po kami ng Supreme Court, of course, our lawyers are ready to answer all these things, Atty. Karen.
There's a screenshot post po of a barangay captain declaring Mayor Kevin Anarna's votes as null and void long before Comelec's announcement. Let's look at this post. So ang nakalagay dito sa Silang News Today, yung headline niya nakalagay, Roy Loyola, Ted Carranza at Chris Kidlat Reyes nagsasabuatan para hindi makaupo si Mayor Kevin Anarna. This was as early as June 19. Totoo ba yung sinulat dito na nagkakaisa raw po kayo nila Congressman Roy Loyola at Vice Mayor Kidlat Reyes?
Atty. Karen, that's a fake news. Alam niyo po, Silang is now the fake capital of Cavite.
Bakit po fake capital?
Lahat po ng nilalabas nila are all fake news. Number one, si Vice Mayor Chris Kidlat is not within my party. He ran independently. And Vice Mayor Chris Kidlat used to be his ABC president. At we never talk regarding these things po. Yan po, it's all their speculations. So that's a fake news.
Pero ang Silang News Today, ito po ay, is it a legitimate source of,
No.
is it a platform in
No, ma'am.
Silang?
No. I think that's one of their creation. Yes.
Walang Silang News Today
None, ma'am.
Hindi yan talaga
Yes.
nag-e-exist pa?
Yes, marami pong mga fake account pong nag-i-exist sa aming bayan ng Silang.
So, ngayon pag-usapan po natin yung kayo bilang the officially proclaimed mayor of Silang, Cavite. How does it feel to be the mayor after lahat ng pinagdaanan ninyo po?
Well, nothing changed. I would just like to continue on how I govern Silang. Nung po ako nag-aging acting mayor, I would like to continue on my program of trabaho. Ano po yung trabaho? I intend to invite more investor coming in Silang. How? Develop pa po namin yung road infrastructure namin. Of course, I, as mayor, cannot do it alone. Kailangan ko po ang suporta ng provincial government and the national government. Ang ganda po ng weather namin, ang ganda po ng terrain namin, and it's very ideal for industries as well as tourism. Number two, I would like to continue more on providing education sa kababayan ko po. Ako po yung when I was the vice mayor, I crafted an ordinance na palibasa po ako, I graduated as a government scholar, ako'y graduate sa PMA, I feel I should do something to reciprocate what I got from the government. Ako po ang nag-introduce ng 30,000 pesos scholarship assistance sa 50 taon-taon na pinakamatalinong estudyante na graduating ng grade 12 na papasok po ng college. Meron pong kulatili yan, provided that you belong from the indigent family. Pinagdebatehin po ng sanggunian, bakit daw po mahirap? Ang sagot ko lang po, I believe that the distribution of resources must not be equally given. It must be equitably given. Why give to those who have more? Give to those who have less in life. So, tutuloy ko po yan. Aside from the 150 na po ang scholar na binibigyan po namin ng 30,000 per semester for 4 years hanggang makatapos. And also, aside from that, meron po kaming educational assistance na 2,500 pesos for 10,000 students. Ito po, wala na pong competition to. Basta indigent ka, tatanggap ka po ng 2,500.
Okay. So marami pala kayong advocacy system para sa edukasyon. Alam mo po, mamaya sa this second place second placer won't be able to get the seat. Sa inyo po ba, ano ang pakiramdam ninyo na as someone who was proclaimed but based on the number of votes, hindi sa inyo yung pinakamaraming boto, natalo kayo by 14,000 votes?
Well, ako, I just follow the rule of law. Whatever the law states, I just follow that.
So hindi niyo po
Ma'am, Atty. Karen, I believe na you shouldn't be extinguished from your past criminal acts. Because wala na po yung Aguinaldo Doctrine eh. So, if you have a punishment before, wala na pong condonation eh. So, ako lang po, sinusunod ko po kung ano naging ruling ng Comelec. So, kung hindi naman po favorable ng ruling ng Comelec, I will respect that. Hindi ko po, I was not expecting na may lalabas pa pong ruling ng Comelec. Sinabi ko nga po, after the election in May 12, tahimik na po ako. But when things crops up, so I think that's a blessing from God.
Hindi nyo rin po in-expect
Hindi ko
na
po
mangyayari
in-expect
to.
na lalabas yun. Yung sinasabi po nilang, alam ko na lalabas. Hindi po tayo ganun. Unang-una, wala po tayong kilala sa mga constitutional body. At I just acted on what is yung mga legal remedies ko po.
At dahil pinag-uusapan po natin yung mga ginagawa ninyo for Silang bilang mayor, ano po ang Carranza Bill at paano ito makakatulong sa mga taga-Silang? But before you answer this, we'll have to take a short break. At the forefront, we'll be right back. Welcome back at the forefront. Mayor Ted, ano po yung Carranza Bill at paano po ito makakatulong sa mga taga-Silang?
Okay, background. Alam niyo, sundalo ho ako. Nakikita ko nung ako'y naka-assign sa Negros Oriental, PC days po to, in 1987, marami pong namamatay ng mga pasyente sa ospital na hindi ginagamot because wala silang pera. So nung ako nahalal na vice mayor, nakita kong may pera ang munisipyo, ayoko na po ang pasyente ay pupunta sa mayor, sa vice mayor, sa konsyal para humingi ho ng financial assistance for medical. Gumawa po ako ng ordinansa na lahat po ng emergency cases na kababayan ko, pag dinala po sa private hospital sa bayan ng Silang, hindi na po kailangan tanggihan. Munisipyo po ang magbabayad ng first 10,000 pesos na unang gamutan. Kasi po, pag wala po kasing una pong hinihingi ng nurse, doktor, deposito, wala na pong ganun sa bayan ng Silang.
Hindi na pinapaalis,
Hindi na po sasabihin ni deposito. Wala na po. Babanggitin lang po nila yung Carranza Bill.
Paano po ito mapopondohan ng tuloy-tuloy considering that sa mga local governments or any government, yan ang normally ang problema is the funding, yung
Yes.
consistency ng funding.
Well, ma'am, right now, for 2025, 20 million po inappropriate namin. Meron na lang po kami naiiwan na 3.5 million. So, we intend, magsusupplement po kami. And I am confident, kinausap ko po yung aming finance committee, magsusupplement po kami. We intend, bigyan po namin ng priority ang larangan po ng kalusugan. Kasi po ito mahihirap po eh. And number 2, hindi lang po mahihirap, pati po yung mga aksidente sa motor, na wala naman po, kahit po yung may kaya sa buhay. Pag po na-accident yan, walang dalang pera yan. So, basta po importante, ma-provide namin ang aming kababayan ng unang gamutan. At gusto po namin palawigin to kasi po yung ibang boundary namin sa Laguna na hindi po dinadala ang pasyente na sa Silang, mas malapit po Santa Rosa. Gusto po namin i-partner hospital ang mga ibang ospital na sa Santa Rosa, Laguna.
Para matulungan din
Matulungan
sila.
din po
paano
namin.
po pag lumagpas ng 10,000 yung hospital bill?
Meron po kaming naaabil naman pong guarantee letter na nahihingi po namin sa aming mga congressman.
Okay.
Apo.
And ngayon po, we will ask you questions na iba-ibang category so that we'll get to know you better.
Yes, ma'am.
So, first question, ano po yung most challenging problem that you've encountered in public service as a politician?
Well, wala po akong nakikitang major problem na encounter ko pa as a politician.
Sanay na kayo after
Yes.
38 years, no, sa
Alam niyo po,
police service.
Yes, Atty. Karen, I believe in the word na always rise up in crisis. Crisis will always make or unmake you. If you do nothing, it will unmake you. If you make a decision outright, it will make you.
Kaya pala, para sa inyo, wala pa yung most
Hindi po
challenging.
ako, I'm not pressured.
Most important lesson you have learned as a public servant?
Well, the most important lesson is never trust some people near you.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Masakit na yung
Because
ganyan pala talaga sa
meron
politics.
po palaging mga somebody that will always, siguro po not only in politics, even in daily life, there will always be people that will be stabbing you behind your back.
Kahit na malapit sa'yo.
Yes, and in politics, there are no permanent friends. There's only common interests.
Most important project you would like to leave Silang, Cavite?
Well, I would practically would like to anchor on health and education. Tinututukan ko po yan, lalong-lalo na po ang edukasyon because naniniwala ako, ang kahirapan ay kaya lang iangat sa pag-aaral. Hindi ayoko nahunong namimigay ng pera. Magpadala na lang tayo ng eskwela ng mga bata sa school para yung graduate nila, siya ang mag-aangat sa kabuhayan ng pamilya. Kasi pag palagi ko tayong bigay, hindi ko natin sila tunutulungan na umunlad ng buhay.
Agree po ako dyan.
Yeah.
Most challenging mission as a police general?
Well, when I was a police general, how to deal with the local chief executive.
Talaga po ba? Ngayon,
Yes.
chief executive na kayo, so
Practically,
ngayon you try to avoid
I allowed
that.
my chief of police to function. Hindi ko po siya pinapakailaman. So hindi po ako yung nahuli tao ko, hindi po ako ganun. Because I would like the police to be independent in what they do. Basta tamang ginagawa, hindi ko po sila pinapakailaman.
Naranasan you to be on the
Yes.
other side.
When I was regional director, mayroon po ilang governor na gusto kong ibuli. Hindi po sila nag-succeed.
Most trusted ally in politics?
Trusted ally, person? I will not mention anymore, ma'am.
Pero meron po
Meron
kayo.
po, meron.
So may mga kaibigan kayo
Yes,
na
yes.
napapagtiwalaan nyo talaga.
Yes. Alam mo, in politics po, siyempre when I ran, meron po ako mga tinatanong. So, sila po hanggang ngayon ang tinatanong ko. Yun po sinabi kong problema ko when I was in the PNP, yung pang tatanggalin yung pulis ko, na wala namang kasalanan, gawang hindi lang nila kakampi. Ayoko po nung ganun.
And your most misunderstood trait?
Well, ang tingin ho daw nila, suplado. Mahirap kausap. Well, in fact, I'm the person na kahit ako magkaaway tayo ngayon, humingi ka lang sa akin ng sorry, I'm a person who easily forgives people. Just tell me the truth. Na nagkasala ka, I will forgive you and start a new life.
On that note, kung si Mayor Kevin po ba humingi ng tawad sa inyo, magbabati kayo?
Ay, hindi naman po ako nagagalit sa kanya. Hindi po ako galit sa kanyang personal. Basta ang iyo ko lang, ang interest ko po kasi bayan. Hindi po yung relationship sa magkaibigan dati ang aming magulang. Ang ama niya ako. Hindi po dapat. Even when I was in the police, kahit po kamag-anak ko mali ginagawa, interest ang nakakarami ang aking papalamang.
Your favorite stress reliever?
Stress golf, of course.
Golf. Talagang
If I
golfer
cannot
po
play
kayo.
golf, I go to the driving range, hit 2 buckets of ball. I'm a new man.
Talagang
Yeah.
yun ang
Yeah.
favorite sport
Yeah po.
nyo. A Cavite politician that you look up to?
Well, of course, ang magagaling po sa amin, si Governor Remulla, who's now the SILG, and of course, Congressman Roy Loyola.
Roy Loyola.
Ito po yung mga politiko na talagang bibiliban ninyo. And they transform Cavite. Tinransform po ng matandang Remulla ang Cavite from warlordism to a very highly industrial and peaceful province po. Kami po ang pinaka-peaceful na province sa region.
Talaga? Police official that you look up to?
Well, ako, it was General Raul Bacalso. Yeah.
And in one word, describe your leadership style.
Well, I'm transparency.
So yun ay one word, transparency.
Yeah, transparency.
So for you, yun yung pinaka-important description. Ano po ang mensahe ninyo para sa mga taga-Silang, lalo na naging controversial po itong issue after the elections?
Well, there will always be people against me. But I will only continue on focusing on doing my job, and my job is to ensure Silang will rise up. Silang is one of the biggest in terms of land area, and we have a good population, and our area is good for development. I would like Silang to rise up and be a city soon, and that I will be able to help my people rise up from poverty into being a well-educated population in the province of Cavite.
Thank you so much, Mayor Ted, at good luck po sa inyo at sa mga kababayan ninyo sa Silang.
Thank you po, Atty. Carranza.
I don't see po, just stay. The polls have closed and public servants have taken their oaths. In a town divided by politics, he now faces the challenge of turning legal victory into lasting legitimacy. Mayor Ted Carranza stands firm, ready to lead Silang through action, not just position. Be timely informed, be insightful of the news. Always stay at the forefront. Join us again tomorrow for an interview with beauty queen and celebrity wife and mother, Priscilla Marieles, the ex-wife of John Estrada. This is Attorney Karen Jimeno. Thank you for spending your hour with us.